It is officially week two. Week two. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Salute everyone. Salute, 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 and happy Go Dogs to all of my fellow Georgia Bulldog fans out there. Well, we're officially in week two. We got Austin Peay coming up this week. We're going to talk a little bit about Austin Peay, and we're also going to talk about a subject that's kind of floating around the Dogs Nation right now. Something about a quarterback controversy. Do we have a quarterback controversy? I don't think so. What do you think? Do you think we have a quarterback controversy? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Because competition is good. Competition is good. Let's talk about it. Get your popcorn ready, everyone. This is the Dog Call. To go top. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Dog Call. I'm your host, Amondo Black. Everyone, at the sound of my voice, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button, smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the like. Doesn't cost a dime, doesn't cost anything to hit that like button. Hit that like button for your boy. Shout out to everybody. Salute to everyone that's in the chat. I'm not going to salute everyone individually because it's going to be, traffic coming in and out. So I'm just saying a big shout out and a big salute to everyone, to every one of my listeners. Well, we got Austin Peay coming up, and I've been getting hit up on Twitter by a couple of listeners that have been asking me, so Amondo, were you happy with how things went Saturday? What is it that we want to see this Saturday? Well, you got to remember, and the way I look at it, this year compared to last year, the way this schedule set up this year in 2025 was pretty much a blessing in disguise. We have a first year starter. We have a young O-line. We have pretty much half of the D-line is young. We got a lot of new faces on the squad this year. So it couldn't have worked out any better. Now, the only thing, if I could change anything, I wish that our first road game would have been Mississippi State instead of Tennessee. But it is what it is. I think from what I saw on Saturday, Gunner is ready. He's ready for the trip to Neyland. Man, he adds a different element to our offense that we haven't had in a while. You got to go back to, and I'm not even talking about Stetson, because Stetson scrambled. He could extend drives. Gunner is a true dual threat. Let me say it again. Gunner Stockton is a true dual threat quarterback. We haven't had that here in Athens at UGA since 2005 when DJ Shockley was here. You got to go back 20 years, the last time that we had a true dual threat quarterback under center. And what happened that year? What happened? We won the SEC. We won the SEC that year. But now, not only do we have a dual threat quarterback, but we have something that we haven't had, in my opinion, we haven't had since 2017, and that is a stable of running backs. I mean, a stable of running backs. If one can't get you, the other one is going to get you. Bobo is going to be shuffling them in and out, led by Nate Frazier. Then you got Peanut, Dwight Phillips, Chauncey Bowens, Cash Jones, Roderick Jones. Then you got the kid that transfer from Illinois. We are loaded. McCray. We are loaded at running back. Running the ball will not be an issue this year. Another thing that we haven't had in a while. And you got to go back to 2021 for this one. A deep O-line. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost two starters. Two starters went down. We had another starter with a club on one of his hands. And that offensive line, those young cats came in there and they kept pushing. And so for those of you that are saying, well, Mondo, it was only Marshall. Do you remember the UMass game? Do all of you remember the UMass game? We did not have a good day on the ground against UMass. UMass had a good day on the ground against our defense, but we did not have a good day on the ground against their defense. And in my opinion, that Marshall defense that we saw last Saturday was a lot better than that UMass defense. I mean, they were dropping safeties back, dropping DBs back. So for those of you that are saying, well, why we didn't do more in the passing game? What can you do when the opposing team is dropping more men back in coverage than most teams do? So we're going to be fine. Just chop this up as a de facto preseason game. It's like the NFL preseason. I remember back in the days they would have 4. Now they're down to 3 preseason games. So let's just look at it in today's world of the NFL, that this would be that 3rd preseason game, the last dress rehearsal before the real deal, which is going to be next Saturday in Neyland Stadium. That is the one that everyone is pointing at, because that is the game where we're going to find out what Gunner Stockton is really made of. Now, what I would like to see this Saturday, I would like to see more of Puglisi. Because listen, this is college football. Okay, the game has gotten faster. These kids out here are hitting. and they're hitting hard now. You never know when your starter is going to have to take a couple of snaps or have to sit down for a couple of series. So you want to know, can your backup take the wheel and keep the car in the middle of the road without crashing? So that's what we want to know. Also would like to see more of the running game. See, I'm not really concerned about the passing because I know we have hella weapons this year. Noah Thomas. These are proven guys. These are guys that are proven. Zachariah Branch, Noah Thomas, they're proven. Kobe Young, proven. Those three right there. London Humphreys, you know what he can do. Proven. Remember the Clemson game last year when he lit Clemson up. Remember what he did to us when he was at Vanderbilt. I mean, the anthem hadn't really stopped playing. And he lit us up for what, a 60-yard touchdown catch. So we have proven receivers. Unlike last year, the guys that we had last year were not proven. Arian Smith, he did his thing in the playoff game against Ohio State. I give you that. But he was more of a slot guy. He never was really a true deep threat guy. We was trying to turn him into something that he wasn't, in my opinion. But this year we have guys that can blow the top off of defenses. Okay. Keep an eye out for C.J. Wiley, Taylor Thomas, and Elias Williams, the tight end that caught the touchdown catch last Saturday from Puglisi. Watch out for him as well. We're loaded. This offense, I'm not really concerned about the offense. I want to see how well this offensive line, how well they gel in the running game. Because like I always say, wars are fought in the air, but they're eventually won on the ground. In order for us to get to the next level, to the reason why we lost that Sugar Bowl, the main reason why we lost that Sugar Bowl game, it wasn't because we had a backup quarterback. It really wasn't because of the drops. It was because we could not move the ball on the ground. We could not run on that Notre Dame defense. See, elite defenses like Notre Dame, the only way you can beat those type of teams, you got to be able to run on them. What was Ohio State able to do in the national championship game that we were not able to do? They were able to run the ball. Even Penn State had more success running the ball on Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl than we did in the Sugar Bowl. You're not going to get far. You may be able to make it to the playoffs, first round, one and done. But if you cannot run the ball, if you don't have a running game to go along with that passing attack, you will not go far in the playoffs. Kirby wants his third ring. Make no mistake about it. So if anybody is questioning his judgment and questioning, oh, wow, why are we running the ball so much? Why are we running the ball? I'm watching the comments during the game, during the Marshall game, and I'm seeing fans, why we're running the ball, why we're running the ball, why we're running the ball. That right there is what hurt us last year. The fact that we were not able to run the ball. And Kirby is putting a lot of emphasis on the fact that we need to be able to run the ball. Another thing that I was very pleased about that I noticed Saturday, the tackling has improved much better. I mean, I'm seeing guys getting guys on the ground one-on-one. The one-on-one tackling has improved. It has improved. We have some fast, strong, vicious linebackers. This defense is stacked. The defense is stacked. So the two things that I was looking for, because the secondary, I had no questions about the secondary. The secondary is straight. My concern was the tackling. Has the tackling improved? Check. It's improved. The running game, from what I saw Saturday, it's improved. Now, albeit that was Marshall. Marshall's secondary is much better than their run defense. So this Saturday, it's going to be a step up We're going to have it's like it's levels. So we're going to take a step up in competition. Austin Peay, like I mentioned on Monday, Derek Mason is the coach over there at Austin Peay. And for those of you that remember Derek Mason, he was the head coach at Vanderbilt. Derek Mason, he got Kirby one time. He got Kirby in 2016, Kirby's first year. Here is our head coach at Georgia. 2016, Derek Mason got him. During the time that Derek Mason was there, now, with the exception of 2017, 2017 was a blowout. But all the other years, they hung with us till maybe late third quarter, early fourth quarter. So the thing I say that to say this, Derek Mason is going to have those guys ready. They play hard. Teams that Derek Mason coaches, they play hard for him. They may not be nowhere near on the level of us talent-wise, but they're going to play hard. They're going to bring their A game because it's Georgia. So get used to it. This is our new life. This is what winning two back-to-back national championships and finishing in the top three in recruiting and becoming a national brand. We are a national brand. We could be an internet. Hell, there's movies out that about Georgia. there was a movie out about a quarterback and his team is playing against our Georgia Bulldogs. So we are a powerful brand right now. So when we face teams like Marshall, Austin Peay, and even Charlotte later on down the line, they're not just going to roll over and play dead. They're going to try to bring their A game, because right now, according to the media, according to the national media, according to all the networks, we are the standard right now. Now, just because they don't talk about Georgia like they love to talk about how they love to talk about Miami and Bama and Texas and all those others. Look at the playoff predictor for ESPN. Just take a look at the playoff predictor. What team in the top 5 has the highest chance of getting into the playoffs? There, I see Ohio State is in the 60s, Penn State somewhere in the high 50s, Miami is somewhere around the 60s, LSU somewhere around in the 70s. We're like 88. We have the highest percentile of getting into the college football playoffs. That's how much respect that we have right now. That's how much staying power that we have right now. So everyone just get used to this. This is what being a Georgia Bulldog fan in this era, under the Kirby Smart era, is gonna be like. From now on to whenever he decides to retire. So get used to it. Now on to the next subject. I'm hearing I'm getting a couple of tweets, hearing a few things about there could be a quarterback controversy brewing. I think it's mostly in the fan base. Fan base want to see more Pugliese. And listen, there are two types of quarterbacks. You have your game manager and you have your game changer. I will say this about Pugliese. From what I've seen, clips of him in practice, clips of his tape from high school, and what he's done when he has had a chance to get in the game, especially in that Marshall game, he is that type of quarterback that could be a game changer. That is why I have no worries if there's a situation where Gunner goes down, God forbid, but if there's a situation where Gunner goes down and Pugliese has to come in with the weapons that we have on the squad this year, he's going to be fine. Gunner is a game manager. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to tell you why. When was the last time a quarterback that was a game changer won a national championship? I'll wait. When was the last time a game changer won a national title at quarterback? You got to go all the way back to 2019 where Joe Burrows did it. Because after that, every quarterback that won a national title, they were game managers. Mac Jones, game manager. Stetson, game manager. Stetson again, game manager. J.J. McCarthy, game manager. Will Howard, game manager. All 5 game managers. So there's nothing wrong with having a game manager as your quarterback. As long as he don't cost the team the game. See, the thing about Will Howard, J.J. McCarthy, Stetson, and Mac Jones, they managed the game. They ran the offense, and they did not cost the team the game. That's all you ask for a game manager, is for them to run the offense. Now, does Gunner have the potential to become a game changer? That remains to be seen. It's in him. When he was in high school, he was a game changer. He would take over the game. He has it in him. So everyone relax. Just like I always say, woosah, calm down. We have us a good one. Now I know what a lot of you feeling. Some of you were like, you saw what Carson Beck did Monday night to that Notre Dame defense. Let me tell you something about Carson Beck. Carson Beck is a game changer, okay? But the thing about those game changers, they can't operate without elite talent on the outside. He is where he needs to be right now. He has 2 elite receivers, Malachi Tony, CJ Daniels. So he's good to go. That is a perfect fit for him. Gunner, in my opinion, is a perfect fit for us here in Athens. So I feel like it's a win-win for both Georgia and Miami. But I will say this. Wouldn't it be something if both Georgia and Miami made it to the playoffs and Carson Beck and Gunner Stockton end up going head-to-head? Think about it now. Ponder on that. Miami handled their business in the ACC. Georgia we handle our business in the SEC. And the 2 lock heads in the playoffs. Don't think for 1 minute, because see, you got to remember now, although it is college football, but there's an entertainment element that they add to it. Don't think for 1 minute that committee would not line it up where Georgia and Miami could meet in the playoffs. But hey, I'm thinking way too far ahead. Miami has a tough road ahead, and we definitely have a tough road ahead. The SEC is the toughest conference in the nation. And the ACC, business is picking up over there. So they have a gauntlet to go through. And remember, they still have Florida. They got to go through Florida. They got to go through Clemson. They got to deal with Georgia Tech. They got to deal with Virginia Tech. And they got to deal with SMU. So they got a pretty tall order on their plate. So, but hey, just a thought. How epic would it be? A playoff game between Gunner Stockton and Carson Beck. Think about it, everyone. I want to thank all of you for coming out Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. This has been the Dog Call. Make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, until next time, like I always say, go dogs. Sick 'em. Woo, 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 woo. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everyone.